Welcome! In this video, we will guide you through the basic disassembly, the replacement of single seals, and reassembly of a standard Viking Pump Classic Plus Series or MultiPump Series rotary lobe pump using our service kit with genuine Viking Pump spare parts. Before you begin, please consult the appropriate technical service manual for safety information and to make sure all maintenance steps are completed. A copy of the latest revision can be found on our website at vikingpump.com. The following tools are required: ratchet and socket set, soft-headed hammer, spacers, Allen wrenches, ruler, feeler gauges, O-ring pick, and a torque wrench. Each Viking Pump seal kit and elastomer kit contain all required spare parts. To begin, loosen and remove the pump cover dome nuts. Note that on CP10 size pumps, removing the dome nuts will also loosen the rotor case. Take care not to rotate the shaft after removing the dome nuts. Remove the front cover. Ears or cutouts located on the front cover can aid in removal. Remove the pump cover O-ring. To prevent the rotors from turning, insert the rotor locking tool provided with the pump or a dowel made of plastic or other non-metallic material into the pump body. Use the provided cross socket and ratchet to remove the rotor retainers. Again, for CP10 models, the rotor case will be loose, requiring the use of washers and the dome nuts to prevent it from shifting while removing the rotors. Remove the retainer O-rings. Remove the rotors from each shaft. Keep track of each rotor, as each will need to be returned to the same position when reassembled. Remove the rotor O-rings. For CP20 and CP30 models, remove the socket head cap screws and slide the rotor case from the bearing housing. For CP40 models, remove the dome nuts from the gearbox that retain the rotor case to the gearbox. Dowels locate the pump on the bearing housing, so a soft-headed hammer may be used. Shims may be found behind the casing. Make note of which location each set comes from, as they need to go back to the same location later. Remove the guard. For seal removal, loosen but do not remove the rotary seal set screws. Remove the seal cartridges and O-rings from each shaft. Remove the stationary seal seats and O-rings from the back of the rotor case. You are now ready to install new single mechanical seals. Lubricate and install new O-rings into the bores on the back of the rotor case. Next, install the stationary seal seats. The triangular shape of the seal seat must locate fully in the rotor case bore. Lubricate and install the new rotary seal cartridges and O-rings onto each shaft. Using a ruler, set the seal to its correct position on the shaft. This measurement can be found in the technical service manual. Failure to set this distance correctly could result in rapid wear or immediate seal leakage. Torque the set screws evenly according to the service manual. You may now reassemble the pump. First, reinstall the guard. Reinstall the shims, if removed, and the rotor case to the bearing housing. Make sure the same shim thicknesses are used and the casing is back in its original orientation. A soft-headed hammer may be required to seat the casing on the dowels. For CP20 and CP30 models, the rotor case can now be secured using the socket head cap screws. Torque to the appropriate setting. This setting can be found in the service manual. Secure the opposite corners using spacers and the dome nuts. CP10 models have no rotor case socket head cap screws, so all 4 corners will need to be temporarily secured using this method. This clamping is necessary for checking the clearances later. For CP40 models, secure the rotor case using the 2 dome nuts at opposite corners of the gearbox. Use spacers and the dome nuts to secure the opposite 2 corners. Torque to the appropriate setting as listed in the service manual. Next, lubricate and install new rotor O-rings. Reinstall the rotors on each shaft. The wide tooth on the rotor will align with the missing spline on the shaft. Make sure each rotor is returned to its original shaft. Lubricate and install new rotor retainer O-rings to each rotor retainer. Install the rotor retainers on each shaft and tighten them by hand. Insert the rotor locking tool provided with the pump or a plastic or soft dowel to prevent the rotors from turning. Using the cross socket, tighten each rotor retainer to the appropriate torque setting as listed in the service manual. Check the clearances using feeler gauges and a depth micrometer. Adjust shims as needed and per the recommendations in the service manual. Once correct clearances have been confirmed, remove the spacers and dome nuts. Next, lubricate and install the front cover O-ring. Reinstall the front cover and dome nuts. Torque to the appropriate setting as listed in the service manual. For pump lubrication, please refer to the technical service manual for proper lubrication and greasing procedures. Your Viking pump, Classic Plus Series or MultiPump Series rotary low pump has new single mechanical seals and is ready to be put back into service. For more information, please visit our website at vikingpump.com.